Hi Epic volunteers. I wanted to cover an interesting and detailed part of our cafe. You're going to see one of our new procedures is when you have a bottle run out of syrup. A couple things is, number one, there may be like a little tiny bit at the bottom. Don't worry about that, don't save it, just throw it away. It's only a couple pumps, and to put it into a new bottle, you may actually you're putting old stuff into new. It's kind of like putting stale bread into a new bag of bread. Just throw it away. Now, when that happens though, what we've historically done is we just take this and stick it in the new bottle. And the thing I want to ask you is, at your house, when you run out of something and there's a dish involved, I'm guessing you probably wash that thing. You don't keep reusing it. So that's what we're going to start doing here. And I know these can be a little intimidating about how to wash them. I have seen people put these in the dishwasher, and the one thing I want to guarantee is that the dishwasher will not clean these. First of all, you have to get the streams of water to go through this little teeny tiny tube, and it's not going to happen. So just take my word on it, it's not going to happen. Plus, this could get lost and burned. There's the heating element that can burn it. And then also, this is a pump, so you have to get water to circulate through, and unless somebody's inside that, some little gremlin in the dishwasher pumping, it's not going to get clean water through it. So let me show you the proper way. First step is get some hot soapy water. Fill your sink. It only has to be an inch or two long, and I already showed you the next step is to disassemble this. And you want to let this soak for a little bit. And the other thing that you want to do is every once in a while just pump this while it's in here, and that's going to bring some hot soapy water through, and make sure it's actually squirting out. If you have your tube up, it's not going to squirt out, so make sure that you're circulating water, and you can verify it by going like this. Okay, we'll let that soak for just a little bit. I will check on my notes here and see what else I want to cover with you. The thing I want to cover is who's responsible for doing this. I've got a couple people in mind. The closers will need to be responsible ultimately, because if we're very, very busy and somebody needs to change out a bottle, they're just going to take this and put it back here on the counter and then get a new bottle out of the bin, which I'll show you here momentarily. But there are slow times, and particularly during service is a slow time. So those folks that are working during a service, that's something that they'll see on their list of things to do between services, or during services, I mean. And if you come around here, Sarah, right here by the phone is where the during services checklist is. I've noticed there's a few things that haven't been done here, so just to reiterate that is there, and you'll see it updated as we go along. Okay, Sarah, back over here. The last person who would be responsible for this is, if you see a pump back here that needs to be cleaned and you're not doing anything, that is a great time to do it, and you would be a great person to do it. Now, the next thing is I want you to understand the difference between a syrup pump and a sauce pump. Syrup is very liquidy, kind of like water, and generally it's going to be Monin. It'll be the ones by the cash registers in the glass bottles. A sauce, though, is very thick, and normally it'll be Ghirardelli. It may be Torani, depending on the flavor. So this would be a sauce pump, and this would be a syrup pump. There's a drastic difference once you see how that works. You may ask why we clean, other than just it's gross if you don't clean. The syrup does crystallize. It will clog your pump. It'll clog this little hole up, and it will make it inoperable. So if that ever happens where you have a clog, you have two options. The best one is to get a new pump from under the counter, and I'll show you where that bin is now. Right here. It's going to be filled with both kinds of pumps, all disassembled. But if you don't have time and you just need if you do have time, you can get a cup of hot water, stick this tip down inside the water, let it sit for about 10 seconds, and then give it a good squeeze, and you'll pop that little plug out if you need to. But the only time you do that is if you did not have any clean pumps over there, but otherwise that's how we do it. Now, Syrup also will spoil over time and get moldy. So that's why we want to keep these clean. We don't want to have mold inside here and not know about it, pass it on to our customers. Proper dosing may also not occur if the pump's restricted, so the drink will not taste right. We won't get the right amount of syrup into the drink. Now, how to clean. After this is soaked for a little bit and you've run some hot soapy water through it, the next part is to scrub it. And you're going to use the Espresso machine spout brush, which is in this box. We'll wash that later. The spout brush is this right here. This will let you get inside where the dishwasher cannot. So the first thing would be the tube. And it's best to do it underwater so you have a lot more water going through. Water is a solvent, so it'll help to have as much water as possible. This won't go all the way through, so you just flip it around and do it again. And then you want to take your soapy brush, clean the outside, and then we'll let that soak. This right here, you can get a little bit inside of this, but not very far at all, just the way it's made. You do want to clean in here as well, because this is where the bottle touches it, and you will get some crusties in there and crystallization. These prongs, you need to get behind those as well, and a couple swipes behind each one is adequate. And then of course around here, remember to keep lots of water there, and sometimes you may have some buildup in here and also in this little hole. So that's about the best you can do. And then give it several pumps again. And when you're done with that step, now you're going to go with the clean water. Obviously clean the outside of it off really well. You can scrub this, would be good as well. Just get everything. Occasionally you get some grime on the outside. And then you need to circulate water, clean water through this pump. And there's several ways you can do it. You can go like this, which doesn't work well because this is aerated water. You can use your hand, of course clean. You can also use a cup, whatever you feel comfortable doing. And then you want to keep pumping so that you get all that out. And then obviously getting this all clean. Make sure you rinse this out really well. And then the final step, each service we have bleach water in here, so you'll put these in for a couple seconds. And for training purposes, I don't have any water in here, but of course you'll circulate the water through here, sanitized water, and then you'll pull it out so you can get it all out of here. Yeah, these are kind of springy. And then make sure you do it enough so there's no water left, otherwise you're going to have bleach water in your next drink. And then once that's sanitized and dry, kind of shake these out the best you can. If you want to dry them off with a towel, I wouldn't do it because you're going to get lint all over those, then they'll go in the next drink. So just put these in here to dry, and you can leave that propped open a little bit for ventilation. And that is pretty much it. Thank you.